and welcome to another video podcast from EarthExpressionProject.com, hosted by me, Tommy Hypno Chan. Today, I know we haven't done a video podcast for a while, so this should be a special one. One of the main questions that I've gotten is basically all questions just come down to the same question: how to be yourself, how to do your own move, how to be individual, how to stand out from the crowd within the dance. Okay, I can only speak for Poppin, of course. I can't speak for any other stuff else, but that's what we're going to cover in this video. It's not going to be 7 tips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you just, go on your own. It's mostly of a brainstorming idea that we're going to talk about. When it comes down to it, it's probably just 2 things that we're going to be focusing on in this podcast. Number 1 is the foundation structure of what you're trying to be individual. Try to bring your flavor out. You can't bring your flavor out unless you know what it is that you're trying to do. Okay? Number 2 is the inner searching part that we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about some of my past ideas or experience that might have helped me in a way or whatever it is. So it might help you. So it's all about just sharing. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it will give you another ideas to do something else. So let's get down to it. Number 1, foundation, okay? What it is you're trying to be individual. That's the most important thing. You can't do something different unless you know what it is you're trying to accomplish. Alright, so let's say, you can't go and make a crazy set of waves or animation or popping, all that stuff without knowing how to pop and how to waves and how to do popping. You know what I'm saying? You can't see somebody do a whole bunch of moves mixed with hip hop, jazz, whatever, and then all of a sudden you decide to do something else and say you're an individual because you know how to do this set of move. That's just you knowing how to do this set of move. You might be very creative and as far as putting things together, but that's not necessarily something new. Okay? So how are we gonna accomplish that? So let's say, of course, this is not for everybody. Okay, so by the time you heard this and you'll probably turn it off because you don't want to hear none of that, you just want to do your own, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But so let's move on. How are we going to accomplish that is, let's say first you got to go back. I always tell you, you got to go back to the foundation. Learn the popping, learn the basic isolation, all of this, tutting. You just need to learn all these basic and then you're going to be able to create your own and move on. So what it is, why is this happening? Why you can't, move on? Why you stuck at this same stage? Okay, so there's maybe, in the beginning. So let's start off this 2 scenario. Number 1 is there's 2 ways of learning. Number 1 is the old school way that we learn from, not really old school, but you just learn from hearing things, from hearing what people have been doing. And then you're trying to come home and figure out, okay, how the hell he did that from what I heard from a person and a person, or just seeing a person once and then go home and saying, okay, I gotta do something cool, what is this, with the foundation in hand, of course. So now there's another way of learning. That's what everybody's learning now, just from watching video nonstop, throwing, all these things out there. So a good example of that, could be good and bad is, so let's say you just came out, just finished high school, and everything is fine. Somebody come to you and say, here's $10 million. And then you'd be like, wow, that's cool. So you're just going to spend that $10 million like this, nothing, it's normal. Now, that's the way that you learn fast. Now, the slow way is you finish high school, you either go to college or you go to work, you work hard, you try to understand the concept of money, try to understand the concept of stability and how things works, and then when you finally get, each dollar, you treasure it, it's special to you. So that's the way, that's the concept, the boring part of learning, not the really fancy part. So we all have to go back to foundation, okay? Of course, we can't go back in time and say, okay, I'm going to stop watching these videos, however I learned before. That's not going to happen. What will happen is you have to understand who you want to show, who you are. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you see somebody that's really awesome dancing, and you ask yourself why you like it. you have to know the reason why. That's the whole thing. Because is it because somebody else liked it, that's why you liked it? You're just following the trend? If you're just a person that following what everybody likes, just going up and down, you will never be able to fully be yourself. You probably in the end you're gonna quit dancing because it's just gonna become so boring and so frustrating that there's no point. You're just gonna follow some other trend, some other style of fulfillment. So the foundation, the basic is so important because you have to understand why and what, and is this because you love it? You know what I'm saying? So number two is when you understanding the true foundation, you know, the techniques of things, you wouldn't kind of, you know, always constantly thinking that I have to have 1,000 moves to be able to be individual. Let's say you have 1,000 moves, but that's still really, you're not really appreciating the structure. Okay, let's say I can, you know, I can turn on music and just tut for like an hour, half an hour, non-stop, whatever. But then, of course, maybe within the tutting session, I'm gonna repeat moves, but I don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? I think of, I'm just tutting, I'm just doing the techniques and feeling the music and being one with the music and enjoying myself because I'm dissecting the song with whatever it is, or I'm just, you know, tutting or popping or waving with my ideas. Okay, so right there, if you're doing that, that's already individuality because you're doing it because you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to get to that point of enjoying the moves, uniting the move and the music. So if you really truly do that, your movement will totally look different than somebody else dance the same move because you will carry yourself a little different. Your swagger is going to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because if your mind process in like, I'm going to do this set of move and then this set of move and then this set of move, that's fine if you're doing like a battle or like a performance or whatever, a gig or whatever it is, because you only have like 90 seconds to impress whoever it is, otherwise you don't get paid, then fine, you know, that's different. But I'm talking about truly self-enjoyment, you know, self-appreciation of the dance. You know, you gotta have that level, you know, of understanding in order to be able to take that first step of being, you know, yourself.